Hey everybody, this is Brian Stevenson from ProfitFromCollege.com. Just wanted to bring you some quick tips on the scholarship search. Recently I received some news that one of the schools that I'm working with, they actually received notification that their school were the recipients of 10 Dell scholarships. Now the reason that's important is for a school of that size, we're talking about 100 students in the senior class. Of those 100 students, 10 of those students received the Dell scholarship. If you're not familiar with the Dell scholarship, it's funded by Michael Dell of Dell Computers. We received notification of these awards. That's nice, but what was even more important, or even more, exciting, was that there is no other school that has ever received that number of awards for that few number of students. So we had about a 10% success rate in getting those students the Dell scholarship. Now, to be honest with you, we probably should have had about 15 Dell scholars, but every student did not fully engage and fully participate. So I want to congratulate those students for a job well done. And I want to use that as a vehicle or a tool to teach you a few tips about the scholarship search. I think what happens is most people think scholarships are for the lucky, the super smart, or the kids that have the great SAT scores. But there were several students in the group of 10 who won the Dell scholarship. When they spoke to me about winning, they were surprised because they did not have a stellar SAT score, nor did they have the greatest GPA. Certainly they were decent students, but they were not students that you would look at and say, these are going to be scholarship students. That's important because sometimes, unfortunately, we give up before we start. First, as parents, we know our students aren't doing well, so we don't champion them to fully engage in the scholarship search and application process. We don't want their feelings to be hurt. We don't want them to be let down. So sometimes as parents, what we will do is we will not encourage them to move forward in the process, thinking that we are protecting them from hurt or harm. Rather, what we are doing is we are teaching them not to pursue goals that are attainable. For the student, they look at it and say, oh, I would apply and I'm not a bad student, but why should I go through the trouble when I know I'm not going to win? Why do I know I'm not going to win? Well, I know I'm not going to win if I'm a student because Joe or Sally, they are better students than me. They are number 1 or 2 in the class. They have perfect SAT scores. There's no way I should even try because they're going to end up getting the scholarship. The reality is that is not the case. There are several organizations that offer scholarships, and what they are looking for is not necessarily the prize student who has done well in every course, but they are looking for the hard worker, the student that has decent grades but needs that leg up, needs that lift. Because some of these scholarship organizations realize that your top 5%, 10% of the class, excellent SAT score children, they are going to get the support from their university, meaning the university is going to provide them with a scholarship. So if your child actually applies and puts their best foot forward, they may stand a pretty good chance of winning that award. So step 1 is just to apply. Step 2, once you gain the mindset that says I'm going to apply to everything that I'm qualified for, or even things that I'm remotely qualified for, the next question is, how do you find scholarships to apply for? Whether you know it or not, like hearing it or not, there's probably someone right now that you are paying to do scholarship research for you that you are not taking advantage of. Most schools have a scholarship coordinator or a college center coordinator whose full-time job it is to look for scholarships and to present those opportunities to students. Now, obviously, in today's society, our school systems are large, and one person trying to navigate all of the scholarship opportunities that are out there and also trying to communicate with every individual senior, that's going to be difficult. So what you would need to do as a parent is I would suggest you reach out to the school, identify who the person might be. That would be the college center coordinator or the college access coordinator or the scholarship coordinator. There's a person whose name you need, and I would reach out to them and ask them one simple question. What is the tool? What is the mechanism? What is the online database that you all use to showcase scholarship opportunities for students? They will give that information to you, and you simply will need to log in, sort the scholarships by date or other criteria you deem sufficient, and then begin to work out a plan with your student about how they will actually complete those scholarship applications. What that means is there should be a dedicated time and date by which scholarships are completed, and a method to track which ones have been completed. When you do that, you're going to see a tremendous uptick in the amount of opportunity that is available to you. Now, finally, I'll close with this. Certainly, we know when we want to develop the attitude of someone who will apply. Then we need to find out where we're going to be applying. Lastly, what we're looking to do is we're developing the systematic approach to going through that process. And what that means is on Monday, how many scholarships do we want to have identified? Or by Monday, how many scholarships are we saying we will apply to? So that we have some measurable way of determining whether or not we have been successful. If we just say, I'm going to apply or find some is not a definitive answer. So we need 4, 6, 12. It doesn't matter the number, but there must be a number. And there must be a deadline so that now we can hold one another accountable. We can hold the College Center person accountable because they should be delivering us those scholarships. We can hold our child accountable because they should be completing those scholarships. And we can hold ourselves accountable because we should be following up on everyone to make the best effort possible to ensure that our child has the best college education. Listen, I do this full time. It is my job to help students graduate debt-free and certainly help parents graduate their students not only with no debt, but to graduate with a profit. If you're interested at all in learning more about how this process works and how your students can be one of the few that can be a scholarship winner rather than a student loan receiver, visit profitfromcollege.com and sign up with your name and email address there, and I'll be glad to send you some additional information. Look forward to speaking to you soon.